Hello everybody, happy Saturday. First things first, before I start this video, let me make sure that I am online and I am live and you guys can hear me. Everybody, make sure. Okay, yes you can. If you can help me out, if you're hopping on in here live, let me know in the chat below. Let me know hashtag live, or if you're watching on a replay, type in hashtag replay in the chat below as well. And as you're hopping on, oh gosh. Hey baby, can you close the door please? Thank you. Hold on 1 second. I need to fix that door. I thought it was locked and I thought I locked it. Anyway, if you're hopping in here and joining me live today, let me know where you're from. It's just, I'd like to know where everyone's coming from, who's following me, what part of the world you're coming in from, and just say hi in the chat below so I know and I could say hi back. For anyone who doesn't know me, my name is Carla and I am an engineer by profession and a weight loss fitness coach by passion, and I love to help women achieve their weight loss goals through their fitness journey without the extreme stuff, without restricting themselves, without dieting, and without excessive amounts of cardio, because who loves cardio? I hate cardio, and I love coming on in here in my profile um, to share the things I've learned throughout my journey so that you guys don't go through the same mistakes that I did. And yeah, to bust a lot of myths and to save you guys some time and some mistakes, the same mistakes that I did, okay, when I was going through this. And trust me, I have my fair share when I was younger of trying to diet. I saw it from my mom, I saw it from my relatives, I saw everyone in my whole life dieting. And I'm so glad that I've learned my lessons and did my own diligence and doing my own research, and I have discovered a lot of things that people are making nowadays. It's just including my mom, and I still talk to her about it, but sometimes she just can't teach um you know old dogs. I don't want to say that. I hope she doesn't hear this. You just can't teach old dogs new tricks sometimes. They're just so hard-headed. But anyway, that's my mission. That's why I come on in here in my profile and share with you guys some training and some of the stuff that I've done so you don't do the same thing as I did. So today, enough of that blab. Today, I am going to discuss about the formula for losing that stubborn fat. So if you're someone who's ever struggling with trying to lose that stubborn fat and doesn't seem to just budge, it doesn't move at all, it doesn't go away, that fat from your belly when you just had your kids. I have 3 kids, so I know how that is. And no matter what you do, no matter what exercise you do or how much dieting you do, it just won't budge. It just doesn't go away. Or you could be someone, I know we're all different, we gain fats on different parts of our body. Maybe your arms are the stubborn parts of your body, or your back. It's different for everybody. So let me know in the chat below if you where these stubborn fat is getting stored in your body. What parts of your body is you're gaining this stubborn fat, um, and which ones are you're having a hard time in trying to get rid of. So I know. So let me know in the chat below which one it is. For me, it is my belly. No matter, it took me a long time to work on it. To be honest with you guys, I'm still working on it. It's just so hard to get rid of. It is the last thing to go. Even when I'm cutting, everything else is like melting away. My arms are shrinking, my legs are shrinking, but the belly is just always the last one for me to go. So I'm going to be honest here, and that's my principle. I don't like to sugarcoat things. The answer is actually quite simple, and it's just you're probably going to hate when I tell you the answer to this, because that's exactly what my mission is, for my videos, for my group, for my clients, is to bust all the diet myths out there, like what I told you earlier, bust all the gimmicks, all the shortcuts, all the things, the clickbaits that's trying to get you to believe these um, fast ways to lose weight and stuff, and I'm just here to give you straight facts. But basically, the secret formula for losing those stubborn belly fat is the same formula for losing fat from any area. So you can't really spot reduce, right? I bet it's something that you've heard before if you've been in the journey of weight loss, or any fitness goals. You can't spot reduce. You're just gonna have to lose fat everywhere else. So even if your most stubborn one is in your belly or in your arms, there's no way you can't just target your belly and expect your fat to melt away from that target area, right? So you basically need to lose and shed fat everywhere, and it all comes down to these four things, okay? And those four things I'm going to talk about with you guys today. And those are: number one, creating a calorie deficit; and then number two, resistance training or lifting weights; number three, um, is eating plenty of whole foods; and number four is going to be patience. Okay, so number one, calorie deficit. If you're not familiar with calorie deficit, I could talk about calorie deficit for hours and hours, but basically it's just a technical term, a very scientific term of you're burning more fat than you're consuming, and therefore you lose weight. Okay, you need to be in a calorie deficit in order to shred body fat. So it's either you eat less or you exercise more, or a combination of both. It depends on what you like to do. If you don't mind eating less, then eat less. If you don't mind, if you love to eat more than exercising and you kind of hate exercise, uh, but okay, if you love to eat more than exercising, right? So you just, what was I trying to say there? If you love to eat, and then you don't have to eat less, you just have to exercise more. Okay, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, I brain fart there. Brain fart. I need my coffee. I need my coffee. So, if you love to eat and you're not willing to give up food, you're just gonna have to expend energy by exercising more, basically to create that calorie deficit. On the other hand, if you don't mind not eating less, and you really really hate cardio, and you don't want to add exercise into your regimen, then you're just gonna have to eat less. So for me, in my personal opinion, I do a combination of both. It's always a balance. I also preach balance, a combination of both. Um, I adjust the amount I eat, and I also adjust the amount I exercise, and it depends on my mood as well. So yeah, so that's number one, calorie deficit. That's how you're gonna lose fat. Okay, and number two is resistance training. um, Lift weights. To all my ladies out there, don't be afraid to lift weights. Muscles are beautiful. Muscles are going to create, to muscles are going to turn you into a fat burning machine. Okay, you're gonna burn a lot of calories the more muscles you have. So if you haven't incorporated lifting weights yet in your exercise routine, I suggest you do that. If you're a cardio bunny, I suggest you add some resistance training in your program, because muscles are not, if you're afraid, okay, here's another myth I want to bust. A lot of ladies nowadays, believe me or not, are still afraid that they're going to bulk up when they lift weights, and that's a myth that I want to bust, because it's not true. Us ladies don't have enough testosterone, as much as men do, for us to bulk up when we lift weights, okay? It's just not going to happen. I wish it was that easy to build muscles, okay? It's actually, for me, based on my personal experience, it's actually harder for me to build muscles. It takes a lot more effort on my end to build muscles than lose fat. If it was easy to build muscles, how I wish it was, then it would be so much easier, right? So don't be afraid. Lift as much as you can, as heavy as you can. Always challenge yourself, because the more muscles you have is better for you. It's going to just increase your metabolism, and it's just going to make you burn more calories, okay? And therefore, you're going to shred more fat. All right, so that's number two. And then number three is, of course, eat plenty of whole foods. Okay, like what I said, I always preach balance. I don't like restricting any types of food groups, but you should make sure that the majority of your nutrition is centered around whole, nutritious, dense, nutrient dense foods. Okay, and then about 80% of your diet should be consisting of nutrient dense foods, and then there's always going to be room for that 20% fun foods, right? But just make sure, add more nutritious foods in your diet, and you're definitely going to shred those fat. Okay, so let me let me summarize everything that I've talked about. So number one is creating calorie deficit. Number two is resistance training. Make sure you lift weights. Number three is eat a lot of nutritious foods. And then number four, I think I saved the best for last, because you could be doing all those three things, right? But you also have to be patient. And that's the last thing that that's really going to play an important key role when it comes to shredding those stubborn fat. Okay, you got to be patient. Do all these three things consistently and for a very long time, and be patient, and I'm pretty sure, I'm guaranteeing you, you're going to lose that stubborn fat. Okay, you can't expect to be doing these three things for 3 weeks or 2 months, and you're gonna get frustrated and you're gonna give up because you're not seeing any results, right? It takes a lot longer than that, trust me. It's going to take some building patience and building some good habits right at the beginning of your journey before you hit that consistency. And you just got to be patient. Patience is just the most important, because the way your body stores and loses fat is unique to you. I mentioned this earlier, right? Each individual gains um, fat and loses fat at different rates, differently from each other. Okay, you can't compare yourself to me. I can't compare myself to you, because your body is just built differently, right? So you have to be patient, and we all have different genetics and therefore different problem areas. I discussed this earlier as well. For me, my problem area is my midsection. For you, it could be your arms. So stubborn fat is the last bit to go. So you just have to be willing to wait, and you just have to be patient, basically. Okay, some people would try to tell you things like maybe do fasted cardio. It will definitely burn stubborn body fat. How many of you have heard that? I mean, I've seen that going around for like forever that I've been trying to lose weight or dieting or trying to uh, like learn as much as I can with fitness. I've seen people preach fasted cardio because they swear that it will lose stubborn body fat. It could work for some people, it might not work for others. For me, it doesn't work, because if I do any types of exercise or any types of activities that's fasted and I'm not fueled with food, I just don't perform well, and I hate it. I end up hating the process. So it doesn't work for me. If it works for you, good for you. If it's Let me know. I'm just curious, who in here watching this video does fasted types of exercises, fasted cardio? Raise your hand in the comments below. I'm just curious. Let us know if it's something that works for you or not, or maybe you have some tips to share. Please do share. So I've also things I've also seen things where people, a lot of companies, supplement companies that promise these magical results, right? They may even have a supplement in mind and offer you their, super special discount code to save you 20% of your purchase. We've seen those things going around, right? And none of those stuff is going to help. I'm always all about the good old traditional things that's proven and tested to work. And those things are the things that I said earlier: calorie deficit, lifting weights, eating nutritious foods, and being patient. That's all. It's really simple, straightforward. Let's not complicate things. It doesn't have to be complicated, okay? It's all about your mindset and your ability to be consistent and patient, okay? So here's an actionable step for you. If you've gone through this whole video and you've gone with me through all the way to the end, here's a homework I would want you to do, okay? So I want you to focus on creating a plan that's centered around these four things we talked about. And as you slowly build muscle and lose fat, you'll notice improvement over time. Okay, that's all I need you to do. Just focus on a plan, look for a plan that works for you, and just make sure if you're choosing a plan or a program or a coach that they're centered around these four things that I talked about. Okay, calorie deficit or eating balanced, weight training, what was that? What was the third one? Nutritious foods and being patient. Okay, focus on those things. As long as you have those four things, then I guarantee you everything, you're gonna achieve your results in no time. Okay, nothing fancy, nothing magical, just good old hard work and consistency. And if you came in here very disappointed because you were expecting something quick, something fast that you can like get by next week, I am sorry. This video is not for you. I'm not the person for you. We just don't vibe. I don't go that way. And you know, I'm all about hard truth, okay? So I have a question for you to think about. So why do you want to lose a lot of body fat in the first place? I mean, you've clicked this video because of the title, How to Lose Stubborn Body Fat, right? But now at the end of the video, I want you to maybe self-evaluate and ask yourself, why do you really want to lose a lot of body fat? You know, getting rid of single ounce of fat and sustaining it isn't really realistic for most people, to be honest. Fat plays a role in our body, in our health, in our hormones, in our metabolism as well. So if it's to compete in a bodybuilding show, if your goal is to compete in a bodybuilding show, then it makes sense to be focusing on losing every ounce of fat on your body, right? You have to get to a certain percent of fat because you're competing. But if you're just trying to be generally be leaner or healthier and happier, then losing every ounce of fat shouldn't be like the main focus of your fitness journey, okay? It's just not necessary. You need some fat in your body, and it's just not healthy to like focus yourself and get frustrated just because the scale is not budging or the fat loss is not progressing, in fact, it's probably just going to make life more stressful and less enjoyable, to be honest with you. Okay, that's just something, something to think about, something I want you to evaluate and ask yourself. I mean, I am a weight loss coach. I do help women try to lose weight because for bigger reasons. Okay, not just because to lose that um, number on the scale or decrease that number in the scale, not because just to look good. Of course, it's nice to look good, right? That's icing on the cake, but it's always going to be like a bigger reason and a bigger why, in terms of why I want these women, why I want to help women like you to achieve your fitness goals. Okay, so share with us your real goal on why you want to lose that stubborn fat. Share with us in the comments below, and we can all talk about our journeys together and share our experiences, our struggles, and wins. Okay, and I will see you on the next training, live training here in my profile. Okay, bye.